Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video on my YouTube channel. I'm Nicholas and I'm here today with a very special reaction video yet again, back with Overwatch/Overwatch 2, because 3 weeks ago I made a reaction video, a very big one, where I reacted to every single cinematic that there's ever been in the history of Overwatch. And the video was very well received, reaching the 3,000 views very soon, which I'm very happy about. And one thing that was continuously commented under there and requested was that I should also be checking out all the origin stories. They are a bit different from the cinematics, you know, like the group cinematics and cinematics that focus on specific characters. Those origin stories are very short, mostly up to 1 minute, between 2 minute long little videos that give you a glimpse backstory behind the origin of specific characters. I have 20 overall. Like mentioned, they are very short, but 20 is obviously a big number, so this will obviously now once again reach quite a lengthened video. But you guys really loved that first reaction video, and with all the requests for doing this one, I had to. Okay, and even though I can definitely say that my honeymoon phase with Overwatch 2 is definitely over already, which means that I'm no longer playing every day, and even if I do, no longer for like 5-6 hours in a row like I did for like 2 weeks when I finally got into it. I still enjoy the game a lot, so let's look into the origins of some more characters. And the first video here is for Tracer, and this is interesting because this one's deleted, at least from the original, from the main channel. It's from someone else. No idea what's up with that. It's at least the first one that was released back then, so let's not waste any more time and get into all the origin stories for Overwatch.
Overwatch was looking for a hotshot pilot to test their next generation teleporting fighter, the Slipstream. Enter Lena Upston. Call sign Tracer.
What?
Enter Lena Upston.
Lena what?
Tracer.
Why was this video deleted back then?
Sort of opportunity I dreamed
It's
of
at least the
my
first
whole
one I
life.
found.
But on my first flight, the teleportation matrix malfunctioned and I disappeared. I was missing for months. I never
What?
knew where or when I'd gone. By the time Overwatch found me, I was little more than a ghost. The doctors call my condition chronal disassociation. I faded in and out of existence, disappearing for hours and days at a time. And even when I was there, I couldn't touch anything. But my friend Winston would not give up.
Aww.
He kept at it, day and night, until he invented the chronal harness that keeps me anchored to the present. I was myself again. Even better, it turned my condition into something great. I had control over my own time, and I could speed it up and slow it down.
I love how casually she said
My
that
career as a
though.
pilot was over, but my life as an Overwatch agent had begun.
That's pretty simple
Sounds
to the
like someone
point.
needs me. But don't worry, we'll have plenty of time for stories later.
Later. Tracer's accent is so wonderful, but I love how casually she just says this. Oh yeah, I was an air pilot and everything, and then somehow the teleportation metrics malfunctioned and it somehow caught up to her. How does that only happen to her then? How's that even just a normal thing in general? But okay, that's still pretty cool. But imagine though how scary that is. Imagine you just continue to disappear and you can't even do anything about it. Okay, but it's basically the very typical hero thing, right? Like Spider-Man. Oh, he got bitten by spiders, so he becomes Spider-Man. Oh, she got somehow come into contact with a malfunction teleportation device. Oh, now she can teleport. In that direction, right? But sure, okay, that's Tracer again. No idea why this was re-uploaded, or is maybe the original still out there, but it still has less views. I have no idea. Either way, very simple on the point. Tracer origin story. Let's look into Soldier, which I was actually a bit intrigued by how that came to be. Still one of my most played characters.
My name is Jack Morrison. People used to call me a hero. I led Overwatch for 20 years. We ended the Omnic crisis and paved the way to a better future. Those were the
voice
good old
actor.
days. They didn't
Good old
last.
days last.
Bad guys popped up all over the world. Lots of folks said we failed to keep the world safe. Protests broke out. They said that we were the problem.
Typical.
People called for my head. They almost got their wish. It It was a conspiracy. Overwatch got hit from inside and out.
Well, let me guess.
Blew up our headquarters.
Widow was one of
And
them?
me with it.
That was once part of Overwatch?
They thought I died. Part of me did. But the war goes on.
Now he's like living in the shadows.
In secret.
Yeah. That's why he wears the
Striking from
mask.
Shadows, hunting all those that brought Overwatch down.
Alright.
Call me a vigilante if you want.
That's actually very dope.
Truth is, I'm just a soldier.
Ooh, that's a cold line. Truth is, I'm just a soldier. Okay, that's actually pretty... Okay, I really like those though, because they're just straight to the point. Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes all you need is like 2 minutes of backstory and boom. Even though I must always admit, yeah, for me personally, always, you know, when it comes to games like this, backstory and lore is always great, but ultimately what matters the most to me is how much I enjoy playing the character the way it is, right? Like, some people care so heavily about lore and story and whatever, but ultimately for me it's just about, you know, the enjoyment when playing the game. At least that's how I feel for... Good example would be Mortal Kombat. There are so many people that carry on the story of and everything about behind it, but I'm just like, hey, I just want to, you know, boom, I just want to battle, you know, so... I care the most about the character that I enjoy playing the most, you know what I mean? But interesting, so there was an original Overwatch that got then broken up, and we now basically saw the new reformed Overwatch with Winston, Tracer, and Co. Interesting, so that also probably means that he will never rejoin Overwatch and will just live on his own in the shadows. Damn. But I do wonder who that was. Who was the one that broke Overwatch from inside out and, like, you know, made this conspiracy theory? Maybe Widowmaker? I don't think she was included in this, unfortunately, which I still want to know more about her and Reaper and all the villains, you know? But alright, next up is A Moment in Crime. This isn't necessarily an origin story, but it apparently is, you know, it was on the same page as all the other ones when I've checked for the wiki. And I already see the clear difference between this and the cinematics is that it's just literally not animated, but just drawings back to back, which is still pretty cool, so... Boom. A Moment in Crime, special report, the Junkers. Damn. Yo.
Tonight, on A Moment in Crime, their spree of mayhem and chaos has
still animated in some way, but you know what I mean.
Property damage around the world. But who are these two deranged Junkers?
I need a series. Give me the Junkrat Roadhog series. I'd watch. In arcade style, or even, you know, more cartoony. Jameson Fox.
Australian outback to Kings Row and beyond. Now this explosives obsessed freak has his sights set on even greater acts of destruction.
So never mind, it is an origin story. Just, you know, there you go. 7-3, Jesus.
His face behind a mask.
But you know, done as a crime report. I like it.
More than happy to use violence to resolve any situation. Together they have
there are probably some voice lines when you play them together, huh? Or against each other. At least I haven't noticed them yet.
The calamitous crime spree shows no sign of slowing down. Following their personal creed of no job too big,
little kids. What even are those?
It seems as though there is
this
no
little
end in sight to this
what you call them?
Rampage. Unless we get
Beats.
your help. If you have any information as to the whereabouts of these two extremely dangerous criminals, you need to contact us right away.
Okay, that's pretty funny though. I like that. That's a cool parody.
Pay, but we do.
That's a lot of money. Okay, I like how different these are though. Well, at least this one. All the others are, you know, are probably just going to be straight to the point. This was a bit more creatively showcased. I like it. Again, I'm a big fan of Junkrat, just playing him, you know, and just like mentioned, his entire humor and personality is also pretty fun. Give me more of Roadhog, and you know, didn't they actually recently announce like a new series? There better be some of those two in that, because those are definitely, you know, they're definitely the comedy duo of the roster, to say the least. Next up is Ada. Oh, interesting. A character that I've tried to play, but I found her sleep dot very difficult to pull off, or at least my aim is too bad for it, so I haven't played her a lot yet, so... Let's listen. What has she got? I have no idea actually about her whatsoever. Seems a bit more wildlife inspired though, if that makes sense. Her little sister?
My dearest Fariha.
Oh wow.
Every mother hopes for a better life for her daughter. I was willing to fight and die for it.
She looked so young there.
I taught you that there is nothing more important than protecting the ones you love.
Was she the young one?
You grew up surrounded by heroes. They filled your head with stories.
Why does that guy look like Wesker?
And dreams of glory.
Bjorn, Reinhardt, Cassidy.
You wanted to join them, but it was not the life I wanted for you.
Was it Mercy too?
I never told you of the weight I carry from all those I killed to keep everyone safe.
Wait, who is Noena, the one talking or the kids?
What was asked of me. Until one day, I could not take the life I needed to. I hesitated, and everything changed.
Wait, was it Widow?
The people who I was supposed to protect died, and I was left behind, gravely wounded. The world believed
that is
I was
that's I patch 4.
I thought perhaps that was for the best. I've lost so much in my life. I've said goodbye to so many friends. I've buried the ones closest to me.
Damn.
But for all that I have lost, I know that there are still people who need to be protected. So I cannot stop fighting.
That's kind of badass, actually.
Not while there are people still waiting for me.
That makes sense for a role as a healer too.
I hope you'll understand. Your mother, Anna.
Why did I think at the beginning that the daughter is Aina? He's talking about. But what language is that? What language is that? I think I actually remember I said that Mercy is German in the first reaction video, where a lot of people were like, no way he called Mercy German. I guess it was Austria or Switzerland. I'm not entirely sure, you know. But I can't tell what language that is. It looks a bit more Eastern though, like not East Asia, but like, you know, a bit Arabian even. Gladly came me up about all of that. But yeah, cool cold backstory, or like what means cold backstory, you know. She didn't want to kill someone this time, it paid back, and now she has to wear the eye patch. But ultimately there's still some she needs to protect, so she keeps doing what she's doing, even, you know. Badass. I gotta play more Aina. She seems pretty cool and pretty strong, so gotta give her a shot. Oh, next up is Sombra. Interesting though, because a lot of these characters we see there have not gotten a cinematic, like Aina's example, but already some did, like Soldier's example. Now the same for Sombra. We've already seen her part of a big cinematic, so let's hear more about her origin. I also hate, by the way, how different these titles are.
Sombra. To the system, she's nobody. She doesn't exist. No one remembers the girl. There were 1,000 children like her after the war, but none of them could have
through the war
like
that we saw in the Bastion thing.
And she learned that people were just as easily manipulated. Now she understood how the world worked.
Damn, even as a little kid already?
Information is power.
Probably easier to
so she kept
hack that way, huh?
Politicians, corporations, governments. It was an addiction.
Like no one think
for the first time,
the kid would be, you know.
Someone noticed her.
Oh.
When your hardware's obsolete, it's time to upgrade. The girl was gone, and Sombra was born.
Ah, the way she pronounced that, Sombra.
Now, I'm ready.
Damn. So she started as a kid already, hacking, and now, you know, then she got updated into a fighter as well.
I'll find out who really runs the world. I'll find their weaknesses.
And the only reason is really just because she enjoys doing it. And that's a go from the cinematic.
I'll be the one pulling the strings.
So, ooh.
Who is Sombra? you'll never know. Adios.
Adios. Oh, I like the voice actor, the voice actress. But yeah, this is a pretty cool. Wait. What is this? That's the. Who's that? What's that? I love these little overview shots to reveal a bit, you know. We got Soldier, Mercy, Genshi, Winston with Tracer, Jobjorn with Reinhardt, and who's that? Is that Orisa? Reaper is somehow, you know, Reaper and Widowmaker are both included here, which I guess I mentioned is the antagonist organization. But who are those three? Is that Sigma? Oh, so many little, you know, it's so cool. I love that a lot. Like I mentioned, again, gameplay is more important to me, but lore and everything to have as a bonus is always great, you know? It's not at the forefront for me, but it does definitely enhance the enjoyment. I won't even lie. Okay, Sombra starts hacking as a kid and nowadays just does it, just for fun, you know? Let women have hobbies, as people often say. Let the women have hobbies. Next up is Orisa, though, which I'm very interested in. Anything involving machines and robots, you know, that has a lot of potential. What we got, huh?
The world is a scary place. Even here, in Numbani. We needed something to protect us.
Where was Numbani?
The OR 15 defense bots.
Was Numbani in Ghana?
Model from the crisis and gave them a complete makeover. They kept us safe for a while.
Oh, that's why Orisa for the 1-5. Okay.
Attacked. Poor bots didn't stand a chance. Everyone else gave up on you, but I saw what you could be. So I rebuilt you, upgraded you.
Oh, that's so cool.
And gave you a heart.
So little kid made her. That's so cool. How come she's not really part of her in-game?
That's no good. Every great hero needs a real name. What about Orisa?
Orisa, not Orisa. Orisa.
I made you to be strong and brave.
I love the design a lot. I love the horns. I love the cultural influence as well.
Mess up sometimes, but I know you'll become the hero we need.
The dude on the bike.
My name is Orisa. I will keep you safe.
Also, once again, simple as that.
My primary function.
Just some talented kid making himself a protector robot. It can really be that simple. But why is he, you know, it kind of reminds me actually of Nunu and Willem. Obviously, Nunu didn't make Willem, but you know, having this little kid, big monster type of dynamic is pretty cool. Why do we not have the kid involved in some way in the game? Do we even have any kids involved really in the game? Probably not. Probably not allowed to because of, you know, people get upset because they're part of a shooter or something like that. Whatever, but still pretty cool. You know, like I mentioned, big fan of the design, also fun to play. Definitely one of my favorite things to play. Sure enough. Next up is King's Row Uprising Origin Story. It's not for a specific character. I guess it's for a specific group of characters. Is that one of those we saw in the Sombra one? That were like, you know, labeled under? Let's check it out. Very short though. Damn, those are really quick and fast. I know there's a map.
After we won the war against the Omnics, we were no closer to living together in peace. The building of a new home for the Omnics in London was supposed to be the first step in improving human-robot relations. But it never had a chance. The
And the
Omnic
war.
extremist group, Null Sector,
I wonder if there's a
launched
big
surprise
timeline
attack on
video
King's
slash
Row.
picture.
Hundreds were killed.
Definitely recommend.
And thousands more were displaced as they took control.
Recommend me as much as you want, by the way.
Now, they are hunting down the last of the survivors.
This all
It could be
things
the
we
beginning
can
of a
check
new
out.
war between humans and Omnics. Unless we can stop them. Commander Morrison has sent our strike team to liberate the city. It's my first
Commander
mission,
Morrison,
and the
soldier.
only way to save my home.
Oh, that was very early on. In the early days of Overwatch, before the conspiracy happened and Overwatch got, you know. So a war happened, Overwatch was part of the, you know, like trying to, you know, and then Overwatch got somehow infiltrated slash people leaned up against them, and that's how they split up. But it was after the war, I guess. I actually do remember, I think somebody recommended a story video under the first reaction video, so maybe I gotta check that out again. there's I feel like there's a lot, you know, convoluted things that happen that all really mash together, but that really need to be laid out in front of me to really, you know, connect them all to each other. But okay, sure, King's Row Uprising, you know, yeah, like why did the first war start? How did it came to happen and all that type of stuff, right? Next up is Doomfirst, and Doomfirst is also pretty cool. So let's see what's up with him.
Humanity is always being tested. Conflict and war is the crucible through which we evolve.
Add some biceps. Okay, but Doomfirst is then more of a villain, yeah. Villain, you know, like Widowmaker and Reaver. Yeah, I mean, really soloing Overwatch. This is actually a bit more cinematic though.
Makes us stronger.
Stronger. Damn. Kind of Superman v Justice League vibes, don't even lie. I love the different animation styles though. You can really tell how, you know, Tracer, the tank just doesn't care about Tracer. When does he ever? Damn. Damn. Damn, that's some sick animation on Winston. And he just doesn't even care.
Those who fall will be forgotten. Those who rise up, their names will be remembered.
Sick transition.
Forever.
But how is this an origin story? I know as much about Doomfirst as I did before. Like, I know now he whooped Overwatch 1v3, okay, but I don't know where he's from. I don't know how he got into the state he's in. I don't know why he's fighting Overwatch. Like, you know what I mean? That's not really what an origin story should be. I wanted to know about that, not, you know. That was more like a short animation clip about him just being a badass, but if you know more about Doomfirst, if we know more about him, then gladly tell me, but probably not, huh? Like, cool, but I don't know more about him than before. Okay, though, like, but like, wait, big Justice League versus Superman vibes, the way just whoop the war, Omni-Man versus, oh gosh, what was the name of that? You know what I mean. Next up is Moira. Cool character design wise, but I hate playing against her. I always get my ass whipped by Moira, so let's see. But you know, again, that's what I mean. Why are these videos so unlinear? Some videos start with a Blizzard Entertainment Presents, this one starts with more origin story, the titles are also never, like, my OCD is triggered, you know? Like, if you have a long series like this with so many origin story, then make them all identical, like an intro, an outro, and title and whatnot, you know? Why is everything so over the place? Ah!
We stand on the brink of a breakthrough in human evolution. I have dedicated my life to unraveling its secrets. I take risks that others would consider to be unwise.
Love the little nose
For
animation.
I do not share their caution. Overwatch held back the pace of scientific
and she's also more of a
discovery
villain,
for
okay.
decades. They believed my methods were too radical, too controversial.
Classic
They
scientist.
tried to silence me. But there were others in the shadows.
Oh wow,
Searching
casual
for ways
Genshi.
to circumvent their rules. Freed from my shackles,
Oh,
the pace of our research hastened.
is that Reaper?
Together, we delved
Oh, shit.
deeper into those areas forbidden by law, by
I think that's
morality,
Reaper.
and by fear.
Oh,
New
hell
creatures
yeah.
emerged who possessed an appetite
Oh,
for my
look.
discoveries. And with this knowledge, what new world could we build?
Okay, that was dope. So this is human Reaper. But Cole didn't necessarily join them, right? Cole / Cassidy ultimately left them, but he also never joined Overwatch, right? I think so. But is that Genji? I mean, he kind of, you know, has a sword and everything, but wait, was this someone else? Oh, yeah, that's definitely not Doomfirst. But okay, though, this shot is really cool because it shows like they're actually like an evil organization still, you know. And that would kind of also make sense why they're maybe against Overwatch, because they just didn't agree with what Overwatch wanted to do, and then obviously, you know, get power hungry and whatever. But that's pretty cool. So Moira created probably both Reaper and Doomfirst, made 2 normal human beings into 2 monsters. That's pretty dope. She's in some way a mastermind behind some of other characters in the game. That's pretty dope. So in some way she's also just very important. Why have we never seen her in a cinematic then? What's that about? How do you have Moira create Reaper and probably Doomfirst and not have her, you know, actually included in big stories? There's so much potential, man. There's so much potential for Overwatch animated stuff. Give me full fleshed out arcade style Overwatch series. I'd literally watch that. I mean, I didn't watch Arcade, so who knows if I'd actually watch this too. But I feel like people would love it, so, you know. Okay. Next up is Brigitte / Brigitte, if you would say it in German. Is she just, you know, didn't we already see a lot of her in Reinhardt's one?
In stories, the heroes get the honor and glory.
Oh, that's Anna's daughter.
Their gleaming armor, their mighty weapons.
Is that Mercy in the background?
The people who built them were heroes in their own
Shinjo no more of a...
And I thought I was gonna follow in their footsteps. But a hammer and tools can't fix every problem.
Yeah, she looking...
things that can never be repaired.
You know?
It's not enough to wait until the battle is over to fix their armor and bandage their wounds. If you can fight at their side, you can try to keep the blows from falling.
Oh, I see.
And maybe even protect them from themselves.
Ah, that's cool. So she...
I am Brigitte Lindholm, and I will be their shield.
1 minute straight to the point. She used to be just a mechanic that made the shields and everything for the people, you know, and then she decided she wanted to be a hero / shield herself. What more do you need to know? Okay, simple, straight to the point, cool, good to know. Simple but effective story. Again, I've tried to play her, but it's kind of difficult to make her feel pretty good. I think there's definitely a big skill gap involved for her, which I'm usually a fan of, so, you know. Next up is, that's gonna be interesting, Wrecking Ball. I hate playing against Wrecking Ball. I get my ass would by them all the time. But he's obviously very cute. What happened here? Just some Moira putting...
entry 1963-4.
Oh, it's the same guy!
Status update on Specimen 8. By now, we're all used to our super intelligent gorillas on the colony. But the hamster, we've named him Hammond.
Oh, not a mouse, a hamster.
I'm
sorry.
Our biggest surprises. Even though he's grown from the genetic modification,
okay, cool.
We have more trouble keeping track of him than any of the other animals. Somehow, he managed to get out of his cage again. It took us days to find him.
Okay.
I can't help but wonder what it is he's looking for when he gets out there.
He's part of Junkertown?
He's shown impressive problem-solving skills and adaptability to new situations. And he's overcome all
I didn't even know
that
that
have been placed in front of him.
Didn't even notice he's part of the Junkertown area.
Can't wait to see what trouble the little guy gets up to next.
So he was part of the same experimental program as Winston was, just that he was, you know, a little hamster, so he made himself big. And then became part of Junkertown. Again, what they talked about is also that Overwatch lore / characters have this type of, you know, distinguished regions similar to League has with Runeterra and Folkwater, Freyot, and all that type of stuff, you know. So I guess it's the same case here with Jungle Queen, Junkrat, Roadhog, and Wrecking Ball for Junkertown. Okay, pretty cool. Once again, simple, straight to the point, just some smart hamster doing some cool shit. who doesn't love that? Who doesn't love cute little animals to do some badass stuff? Next up is Ashe, though. I'm very intrigued by that because again, she feels more of an outliner who isn't really involved in any of the big thing, of neither of the Overwatch storyline or whatever. So let's see what's up with her.
Everybody needs a family. Because it's not fair facing the world alone. I don't care how tough you think you are. They should always be there for support. No matter what.
Whipping them bullies.
In the best of times, they will arm you with the
Bob
tools
used to be her. I see.
And in the worst of times,
and that's kind of odd.
They will understand when things don't really go the way you planned. Now, some people are lucky enough to be born into the perfect family. Others, well, they go out and make one on their own. And once you've done that, anything is possible if everyone pulls their own weight.
Damn, heat shots.
So, if you want to be part of my family, I do have one little rule. It's my way. Or, well, who am I kidding? It's my way.
Okay, that's pretty sick. I like that. That's a cool model too. So Ashe is really just, born into a rich family, but the parents were never there, so she just decided to become an outliner. And once again, I really liked it, and I think that's very important to have characters that aren't necessarily involved with the bigger picture, to make the world feel more alive and branched out. Because of everything only focuses onto one thing, it's kind of, just kind of feels a bit too stuck together. And I like the fact that Bob apparently used to be her butler, or like her, her personal butler robot that she can use while her parents are gone or something. So cool that she kept him and made him her bodyguard now, basically. I like that. Don't you just love confident women making their own thing, Let women have hobbies, and Ashe has a lot of them, as we can see. Hell yeah. Next up is, I'm actually intrigued by that, Baptiste, because he's one of my most played heroes, actually. I've actually been starting to play more healer after starting out a lot with DPS with Sojourn and Junkrat, including Baptiste and Lucio. So let's look at Baptiste. I think he's going to be more of a frontline healer, basically.
Choices? What do you know about choices? 30 million orphaned children. I was one of them. The Omnic War robbed us of our choices. To survive, you did what you had to do. Steal or starve, kill or be killed. You helped your friends and hurt anyone who got in your way. If you hungered to rise above your circumstances, then when someone offered you a hand up, even the devil, you took it. It wasn't complicated. At least that was the lie I told myself. The truth is, I had choices, and I made them. But when you think you're a big man, it's hard to admit that you are not a brave one.
Oh, now it's the roles
Even
reversed.
Harder, when you understand that making a living is not enough. You must make a difference. I'm going to fight for a better world.
Hell yeah! We stand
some,
a badass hero with good morals.
Others, a bullet. Today,
fuck yeah.
I give you the choice.
Kind of a Robin Hood-like style, huh? That was such a great shot, by the way. I really thought we were going back in time to show him back in that role, but it was actually, to reveal that he now is in the same position he was in as a kid, where he's faced with the gun. Being part of this corrupt police / just, enforcement group that just profit off of the war, you know. That's once again also the cool thing though. The war that happened, Overwatch was already involved in it, and some characters we now know nowadays weren't even a thing at the time, and basically became throughout the war. Like when the war was happening, Baptiste was just a child, while Trace and Cole were already in Overwatch and everything was happening. So, you know, then once again it branches the story and the timeline out a lot, and I really enjoyed to see that. So yeah, Baptiste, man. Cool dude with good morals. We love to see that. Doesn't that make playing him just immediately much better when you know his backstory? That's once again where it is, kind of, you know, it's an enhancement. You know, I would be doing just fine enough without any of the backstory, but knowing now that he's a very, you know, righteous and courageous hero that did the right choices, that makes playing him feel even better. But next up is Sigma. Oh, I'm intrigued in that, because Sigma is a badass evil dude. And I did, by the way, also love how different the tones of these are. Some are more fun and entertaining, some are more serious and emotional.
Gravity is a harness. My entire career has been devoted to this idea, to this moment. Decades. If the unifying theories are correct, we will soon be able to harness the power of a black hole. Nothing will ever be the same. Why? This is wrong.
Damn.
Feel this failing.
Oh, and that's why he has a shift ability.
What happened?
I see.
Where am I? Why am I being imprisoned?
Driven insane by his... Oh, damn! That was a sick fucking shot.
What is that melody? Hold it together.
What is... Oh, shit!
Density, mass, momentum. It's too much to hold on to. I will bring you a new understanding of the violence.
Damn.
The universe is singing to me.
Damn, now that also makes sense. All these voice lines. Okay.
What is that melody? Freedom.
Damn.
It's all an illusion.
Damn.
Gravity is a harness. I have harnessed the harness.
Together with Sombra, Widowmaker, and Co. So also more part of the, you know. I love how these are always the most replayed ones where you see the other characters too. That's, you know, Moira, Reaper, Widowmaker, Doomfirst, Sombra. Is that the big villain lineup? Is that the is that Joker and his gang? And actually, I'm not that full into DC, so I can't tell if there's a specific name for that group. But hell yeah, that may have been my favorite one thus far. Just in the general art style and direction, some of these shots were wild, and like this was so well done to really showcase the pure chaos in his mind and the pure like really showcase what a lunatic he is and how insane he's gotten by his own science and ideas and whatever, and how, you know, how mad he was driven by it. That was excellent. That may have really been my favorite in terms of art style, and, you know, because for the majority it's basically the same base model in the middle of it, and it just keeps changing along to the background, but like the main focus between this and this, it's a very similar, you know, switching back and forth between those shots. Really, really dope. Well, I think my favorite one was the one where his head was shaking. That was generally kind of terrifying. Not this one. Damn, this actually be not necessarily scary, but
where am I? Why am I being imprisoned? Release me!
Damn! That shot is fucking sick. This is probably my favorite. Oh god, this one's so good.
Why am I being imprisoned? Release me!
The way his eyes and his pupils also went a little bit up. Right now it's still, you know, more to the down, and then it goes like back to the. Oh, that's so good. That's so much with so little. Big credits to the art team on this one. This is genuinely off-putting in some way, you know what I mean? Like, they really nailed it with, you know, really putting him over as this insanely mad, driven scientist, completely, you know, ruined in the hand basically and gone completely crazy. Hell yeah, that's the origin story rock. That was dope. That's pretty damn sick, I won't lie. Ooh, next up is Echo. Very intrigued by that. I know she has a bit of a connection with Cole / Cassidy / McCree. Jesus, why did they change his name? By the way.
They breached the labs! Everyone get back! Stay down! Stay down!
So, this is it. Did I make the world a better place?
Today, we welcome Dr. Liao to Omnica Corporation.
Oh, was she the one that made the robots in the first place?
They had every reason to doubt me.
You should join us.
But I helped create the Omnics.
And who better to help us fight them?
Why did that guy look like Jonesy from Fortnite?
You are my life's work. You will be everything I dreamed. All I wanted, all I needed, was to help the world. And so she created me. Her legacy.
Alright.
Her promise.
So the creator...
Her echo.
So that woman that we saw there that apparently died in that explosion wasn't actually Echo, but she was the scientist, the mastermind behind all the robots. And her biggest creation was Echo. Basically... basically the superior model, you know? The perfect robot, basically, something like that. I mean, kind of doesn't necessarily explain, like, again, these origin stories have been cool, but there's even more that I need to know, you know what I mean? Like, how come now Echo can just replicate others completely, you know? Where does that come from? And all that type of stuff. I need more. Why is Blizzard not, like, throwing in millions every year to give us some insane animation content for these things? We would eat it up. Okay? Even though I guess we should be happy because... ultimately, they probably don't gain a lot from this. I mean, it's good marketing, obviously, but it's not like it's, you know, something we pay for. Like, we can be glad that we can watch this for free on YouTube, but you know what I mean. Okay, cool though, Echo. Oh, next up is Sojourn. I literally couldn't even tell you right now what abilities this character has. I feel like I've barely seen her in my games before. Or was she the one with turrets and this big wall? Never mind, then I think I may do know her. Okay. Or him? I don't remember. Maybe it's something what else to think about.
This meeting of the International Justice Commission is now called to order. Please state your name and call sign for the record.
Acting Commander Vivian Chase. Call sign Sojourn.
How did you come to join Overwatch?
My unit of the Canadian
Special
Forces teamed up with Overwatch.
Is that Soldier?
during the
No.
crisis.
He looks so much like Jonesy.
Morrison and I worked well together.
That is Soldier. That's Jack Morrison. Okay. That means he's also been an OG.
Some examples of duties you performed.
Whatever was needed. Sometimes I ran point for our agents in the field. Other times I commanded the operation. No matter what their mission was, mine was to bring every last one of them home.
It sounds like you hoped for the impossible.
I know. But
They
they
won
gave
OG.
me the impossible every single day. It was the honor of a lifetime to have served.
But I
with
still
Overwatch.
wonder how Genji came to Overwatch
But
since
you
they
can
won
love a thing
actually.
with your whole heart, and still know it's time to say goodbye.
You know?
Even the best
Like I know he used to be
journeys
Hansel's
end.
brother that got killed, but
A new
how did he
one
then lead to
is
Overwatch?
right around the corner. And you never know where that road is gonna take you.
Okay, simple enough. Just another OG Overwatch member. That's basically all they told us here, right? That she was literally just some woman that joined Overwatch. That's basically it. We didn't really get to hear anything else about it, right? some origin stories reveal more about a character than the others, or sometimes maybe a character is really just that simple, like, hey, she joined Overwatch back then, boom. What more do you need to know? What more do you gotta know? I think this is the second to last one, I'm not entirely sure. But next up is Jungle Queen. We already saw a lot of her from the you-know-what though. Oh, Kiriko though. Oh, let's see what Kiriko.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, give me the Junkertown series. Give me a cartoon of that. Again though, why do we really need that? I thought the cinematic already told us lots, or all we need to know. Hang on, theme though. Isn't this basically just a bonus song? I think so, huh?
Sacrifice and I know pain. Omnix Mutants Raiders, many I've slain. Junkertown is my domain, and when I'm done, none of this will remain. There will be a reckoning.
Yeah, basically. Okay, interesting. Like, again, is this really an origin story? I feel like Overwatch, or like, I feel like Blizzard doesn't really, or like, either me or Blizzard don't really know what, you know, what an origin story should really be. At least when I hear about origin story, I really think about like, really, the backstory completely, which is why I often thought that these short runtimes are maybe even too little. Like, for some, it's enough, like, we heard about Tracer, what we need to know. I don't think a lot else is really needed. But we already had this insanely long cinematic where we already saw how Jungle Queen became the Jungle Queen, so, you know, this was like a cool bonus song, sure, but not sure if it's really an origin story. But maybe that's just me being very nitpicky and very complaining. Why should I complain about cool content? But sure. Kiriko though, Kiriko, she's probably still my favorite character, just cinematic wise. She was so adorable. Let's see more about how she became to be.
For generations, my family has served and protected our city by following traditional paths.
Let the kitsune guide you.
My grandmother devoted herself to the fox spirit, who taught her the ancient way of healing. Whereas my mother has chosen the path of the blade.
Ah, that's why she got both. Dope.
Through training and discipline.
Grandma learned healing.
I knew
Mother learned blade.
each
Not
of
bad.
them wanted me to follow her path. But I couldn't choose.
So both.
Training quiets my mind and opens me to the fox spirit's guidance. And my bond with her lets me protect those who can't fight for themselves.
Kiriko's so cool. Also, wait, these kids bullying a poor little raccoon?
And they both
Kids,
felt
man.
like home. For generations, my family has served and protected our city
Hell yeah.
by following traditional
Kiriko is dope.
paths. Me? I made my own.
Kiriko is so cool. From start to finish. Why was this the most replayed one?
And discipline.
That's why, okay. Yeah, Kiriko is probably... Like, gameplay-wise, she's really not my favorite, okay? I feel like she's very difficult to play, or at least there are definitely other characters that I enjoy playing more. But, like, that's not the difference, right? When it just comes to pure gameplay in the game itself, you know, not really my vibe, or at least I'm not as good on her as I am with others. But, like, just pure story-wise, and character-wise, and design-wise, and lore and backstory, easily top 3. Minimum. Like, her, Bastion, and... who else? I don't know, maybe even Baptiste? Baptiste or what's the other one in the beginning? Soldier sounds also pretty cool. But maybe actually Kiriko and Bastion is my top 2. I don't know, I really enjoy that. Kiriko's life. I really should start playing her so that maybe I can enjoy her in-game as much as I do, you know, backstory-wise. Next up is Ramattra, and I think actually Ramattra was the fun one. And I say it like this. I hate Ramattra. Absolutely, stupidly overpowered hero that ruins every game he's in. But maybe his backstory is cool. And it's a Sancto last Lifeweaver was the most recent one.
I was created to lead Omnics into war.
Oh.
But all I have ever wanted is a better life for my people.
So when the Omnics got infiltrated by still don't know who or why,
a miracle unto itself.
He was made as the leader.
We have studied the ways of peace and harmony.
I love being able to
we have meditated
see some of the maps though.
And our place within it.
Yeah.
We have tried to coexist with humanity. But humanity is not interested in sharing their world. How many more Omnics should perish to fuel mankind's dreams?
Suffer as I have.
No more.
Damn.
Our race is only a single generation. Finite. And dying all too quickly. We can find our own place.
He wanted peace.
Must.
But at one point, it's too much.
And together, we will make a better future for all Omnics.
Damn. Kind of Detroit Become Human vibes, actually, from that. You know, trying to be, you know... But, like, basically, Ramattra was ultimately the one that then chose the revolution instead of, you know, a peaceful protest or something. Like, he wanted to create peace between the Omnics and the, you know... It is actually kind of like that. The Omnics were created to probably, you know, be protectors, whatever. Then they became, you know, sentient, became their own will and something. And then the war broke out and he became the leader. That's literally DVH in some way. But Ramattra... Cool backstory, yeah, pretty cool, pretty dope, but I still hate playing against you, so please, you know, do all of this. You can do all of that, but please don't join my matches, okay? I would really appreciate it. I really don't want to hear you talk about suffering, like, you know, I don't want to suffer as you had. I think this is the last one now, Lifeweaver origin story. I wonder where he fits in. Let's check it out. Yeah, and that's certainly the last one. I think the most recent character.
A perfect world is a perfect prison. They taught us uniformity is strength, like links in a chain. That there was a formula for success that we all must follow. But
he's handsome.
I've never been much of a follower. So I stepped away. Beyond their lifeless gardens, into the wild, wide world.
Okay, that's cool.
To explore its infinite beauty. And I learned that our home needs help.
Damn, this war really fucked things up, huh? And then once again, really showcases how many of these characters are outliners, like him, like Bastion, like
understanding how passion and calculation, failure and resilience, science and life, all brought together, can lead us to something honest.
Oh, that's why he's creating a tree.
True.
I love when these things really showcase you why ability is the way it is.
Lies in our differences.
How it suits the character.
In our compassion. Our willingness to grow.
That's really dope.
I have brought nature and technology together.
That's really dope.
To create a new possibility. And I will heal our world.
And that way Lifeweaver makes so much sense, because it's basically, you know, putting the two, you know, the things that the two most important aspects of life nowadays together to make them one. That's really dope, even though I never really noticed that he has this tech thing going on, actually. I never really noticed that, nor actually even the life thing. The only thing, well, like the nature thing, the only thing I really noticed with that was before the tree, you know? But, I can always see more like a fairy to me, if anything. But that's a really cool premise. That he, you know, once used to be part of this very high-tech nation, then said, you know what, boom, I want to go out, I want to experience the real world and nature, and then ultimately decided, let's put both of them together and make the best out of it. That's pretty cool. I think that's a very cool premise to have, and I think they did it actually then pretty well, now that I know that this is what they were going for. Awesome. Lifeweaver is a cool character that, once again, though, is very on the outside, you know? We have all these characters that are very deeply connected with Overwatch, then we have the antagonist, and then we have characters like him, Bastion, Lifeweaver, and a couple of others that are just, you know, that still live in the same world and are affected by the things happening between the main spotlight, basically, but still have their own thing going on. Like him, like Kiriko, and all that stuff, right? That's very, very cool. Okay. That was the 20th and last origin story for now. I say it like this, like mentioned, some of these were very cool. The Sigma one probably my favorite, just in terms of, you know, the way it was portrayed and the way it was executed. I think they did a really good job with that. Ultimately, all of them were enjoyable, just that, like mentioned, some of them were better than others in terms of being a proper origin story, because some characters, like some of them, just left a lot to be desired still. Again, these are very short, these are very quick, to the point, and just, you know, they give a bit of a glimpse of an idea of what a character is supposed to be, but it doesn't, like mentioned, does once again remind me how much more potential there is, how much more stories there are to be told. And this is the same thing with Marvel, this is the same thing with Star Wars, this is the same thing with League of Legends even. You have so many characters with so much potential, it's really just up to the studio, the publisher, to really cash in on it, to really, you know, take the time to do that. And I think Star Wars is actually doing a great job at trying to provide a lot of different stories into a lot of different eras and, you know, branches and everything. And I think Marvel does the same, actually. So yeah, I really hope that both League and Overwatch are able to step that up and maybe create more cinematic content for the viewers, because as we see for both these games, the demand is there, the people are interested in that, the people want that, the people love seeing that, and I myself included. Again, the gameplay is the most important part to me, but these things just increase the enjoyment still, you know? If your base game is already great and you then give me this as well on top of it, that's just, you know, that will stick me probably to your game around even longer, you know what I mean? Like, whenever the in-game feels shitty, I can remind myself, you know, and look at this type of stuff instead, you know what I mean? Like, that's a thing I notice in League a lot, where I play games and doesn't work out, and shitty day or whatever, you know, and it's just very unlucky. You can watch your cinematics and just get hyped again and feel like, hey, hell yeah, you know? Obviously, people will always have this feeling like, man, I wish the game would actually feel as good as the cinematics and the lore and everything is, but yeah, I can't say enough positive things about it, okay? The cinematics were already fantastic. The origin story, like mentioned, a nice little addition to it, giving a bit of more light to some characters that have not been in cinematics yet, which again really shows you how much more cinematics we need. And even now, with these origin stories, we don't have origin stories for everybody, right? That's crazy, you know? We need more content for Overwatch and their animations and the characters. There's so much potential. I'm pretty sure that if they would ever announce like a big long series like Arcade, it would be a hit. 100%. Okay though, this is it for now. I think this is definitely the last bit of like official animated cinematic content. Like mentioned, there are a couple of videos I think that were also recommended to me. They do not exactly in my mind right now. That like really do what I said, you know, give you an overview over what is the story, how did the war happen, the original Overwatch, the new Overwatch, how they reunited, the side characters, how they all branch into it, stuff like that, right? Gladly recommend me videos like that. Gladly give me videos that go into that direction, or just gladly recommend me anything else Overwatch related that you think would be worth a reaction to and would be worth hearing thoughts to. I would really enjoy looking into that. Other than that, though, once again, obviously, I hope you enjoyed my reaction and my thoughts to everything we watched today. If you did, leave a like, let me your thoughts and everything down below in the comments as well, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and check out my Twitch. We're close to 100 followers as well, so you know, give me some love. You know, I very appreciate it, and I really hope you guys are enjoying this content and look forward to more in the future. 40 more seconds till we reach the 1 hour. I will end it exactly in the 1 hour mark. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and yeah, that you guys stay safe, healthy, and happy.